It could be something else completely.
Okay, guys.
Let's wait and see what it is. There's
How you
been
doing?
quite a lot of fixes that NASA has worked through
should be going.
Since Artemis I launched back in 2022.
I am, yeah, good.
They haven't all been to.
I'm pretty much on time, actually. I didn't think I would be. Let's go straight to the screenshot. Here we go.
In another way. So let's see how this one manages to work its way through. I can't believe that after all of this time, after that amazing fix that
all right, okay, so hopefully we'll see that.
Ingenious person did about getting a bit of legacy hardware.
Right.
I can't believe that this.
Oh, just to let you know,
issue, but there we go. If that's
there's a battery not working now. They had a problem with they had a problem before with the flight destruction system, the emergency flight destruction would blow up the rocket after the capsule has escaped with using the escape module. But
Tim, if I can come to you with this, we are getting.
They now got an overheated battery.
The battery is on the launch abort system. Does that give us a better picture of what this might mean?
You can hear this
without knowing exactly what that fault is, not hugely, but let's consider the launch abort system, because that's a critical part of the redundancy, because that has the job of carrying the spacecraft with the crew.
Woody Black Arts Channel, Wayne Model Builder.
A catastrophic
sweeps
situation. Now that launch abort system will be monitoring the rocket.
David's been in isolation.
How you doing? For any changes to pitch, to roll, to thrust, in order to activate in any of those circumstances. And it's got a job to do for the first 3 minutes and 18 seconds of this launch sequence. And after that, the launch abort system has done its job, and it will be jettisoned. And with it will come away the protective fairings around the Orion spacecraft and the service module.
Can't you just get like an energizer and just pop it in there?
The SLS.
A battery's a battery. Just change it.
Clearly, they'll want to know that this is resolved properly before giving a go for launch.
Can I add back to you, Helen Sharman? Yeah, please go ahead.
It's Tim Peake and
Helen Sharman. Just that this launch abort system on Soyuz has actually worked a couple of times.
I've got to say, but I don't want this to be a long live stream, because I'm actually feeling pretty crap tonight.
Already after the rocket
I don't know what's up with me. I just feel like I've got no energy.
Enabled 3 astronauts.
I was going to go to the pub tonight, you see.
And actually, many years ago,
I was going to go. The reason I said that, as I said in the notice, I thought I was going to go to the pub tonight and see some friends. I couldn't go, and because I was at work, and I was, and I got home from work, and I just felt like I just couldn't do anything. I went straight to bed, and I thought I almost thought about cancelling this, but I thought I can't cancel this, because this could be the only time when you get to see the rocket launch the moon. Assuming it goes to the moon. But anyway, so this might not be a long live stream tonight, guys, just to let you know. I'll go for your comments and stuff later.
Their lives could rely on it.
Yes, it is April Fool's Day, Arts Channel. Yes. Did anyone make any jokes this morning? Let's have a look.
Let's fix it.
I'm sure this is one of them.
Maybe they can do that before this launch. Maybe they can. Maybe it's just some information, and and the battery itself is fine. It's just they're not getting the signal from it. So let's hope that that's the case, and it's an easy fix. Otherwise, they'll have to have an easy fix, but perhaps for tomorrow.
Best jokes and pranks from around the world. Oh well.
Tim, out of curiosity, you had mentioned earlier on
new James Bond
that
confirmed
as
Oscar winner.
Quite well. You've known them for a while. When they see that these are glitches that are coming up,
how are you all anyway?
The minds of course, highly trained astronauts who know and to be prepared for moments like these. But just, what goes through your minds as someone who might have been in similar positions?
I'll go through the comments. The Skeppers have been doing their usual victory dance.
Well, I have to say, it sounds rather cliche, but the training just kicks in and takes over. And that's why we prepare so hard.
I don't know what the skeptics...
Reed Wiseman, the
really is
of,
over the moon.
Artemis II, he was actually
Polish, whatever his name is, Steve Polish. They're convinced that this is somehow some kind of gotcha on my part.
Headset.
And I don't know why.
Yes, I know him very well. We worked very closely together. We rehearsed and practiced that spacewalk. And towards the end of the spacewalk, we had a situation where my crewmate Tim Copra, out on the spacewalk with me, his helmet started filling with water. This had happened a couple of years before with Luca Parmitano, my European Space Agency classmate, and ended in a near drowning incident. So it was a very serious incident. And Reed was, cool as a cucumber, ran through the checklist. We knew what had to be done. We had to terminate the spacewalk, get back inside safely. And it's one of those situations where the training just kicks in and you run through the sequences that you're so prepared for. And this crew would have spent so many hours in the simulator running through this very launch sequence. They would have probably seen all of these anomalies before.
Hello, Tessa. How are you? TikTok boom.
So their training kicks in and they'll simply be running through.
Some of you are like real portents of doom over this. You think it's going to end in disaster.
Launch control in order to make
Bonjour, ESP. How do you do?
How to troubleshoot, how to resolve this situation. But it's probably something actually that the crew aren't.
Because you think the moon landings were faked, I think they were probably were as well.
Because of the software on this spacecraft.
The Apollo moon landings were faked. I mean, does this? I just don't get this idea that Art's chance said this could end in disaster. I saw your comments in the notice. I'll be addressing those later. But again, I'm going to come back to this. For some reason, people think because if this goes ahead and it's real, somehow this means Apollo was real. And that's kind of a non sequitur. I don't understand why that should be the case.
So we will continue to track this very, very closely. Thanks for the moment. Well, our science editor, Rebecca Morell, is also here in Florida to watch the Artemis II.
I'm glad you're okay, Tessa. I'm not well this evening. I'm a bit rough.
The start of a new era of exploration.
Is my green screen
a lot
working?
Is riding on this huge moon rocket. It's the most powerful that NASA has ever built. The 4 astronauts get suited up, ready for their epic journey ahead.
Oh, bloody, what's happened here? Hang on a sec. What's going on
For Jeremy
here?
Hansen, Victor Glover, Reed Wiseman and Christina Cook, it's time for a brief goodbye to their families. It's an emotional moment.
I'm hearing
Jeremy
that
Hansen spoke to me
things aren't working. All right, so according to this, it is working. My camera's working.
To be honest, it is really risky to go and fly around the moon. It's an extraordinary distance to be away from home. This is a very
actually a big if it launches. You know, been a 36-hour straight.
I wanted my family to
web videos,
that.
really.
I wanted
so
them most to
I
understand
have a hard time hanging around with guys and girls.
Okay.
That's all.
We've done the homework here.
You know, Sweeps, you do work very hard.
Administratively, they will be okay. We've made sure of that.
The crew has spent years training for this.
You do. You work very hard, Sweeps. We all know you do. And indeed, you sometimes you just have to take time out because I'm like, I'm sometimes thinking maybe I'm overdoing it with the content creation. So Sweeps, good luck with your new video. Let me know how you get on with it. Moon landings were real, says Tessa, but because they want a dust-free landing, they had Kubrick film in a nice, tidy landing. Well, Tessa, you know, if the thing is, do you believe people who say yes, we did? If this come down to like we did go to the moon, but we faked the images. We've only just started telling you we're faking the image. Does that mean you see that's kind of like that kind of defeats the point, doesn't it? It defeats the point of honesty. Look at all the people watching. Look,
the astronauts are expected to break the record for the furthest any humans have travelled into.
Woody Black, I think the biggest thing for me to say they were faked is that we've never gone back in all that time. Yeah. It's taken how many years? 1972 since Apollo 17 lifted.
You know, with Artemis, we're going back to stay. We're going back to put a sustained presence on the moon, building a moon base, building a permanent presence. We're going to a different location, going to the South Pole where no one's been before.
Time is ticking down to the start of what is going to be an historic mission.
Tessa, they had Nixon on TV to wave. Yeah, he phoned them, the astronauts. You remember he had a phone call.
Right, there was Rebecca Morell reporting there. Let me come back to Dr. Mae Jameson, essentially walking us through all the latest as we lead up to the...
They're not even landing.
Well, we've been talking about some of those technical glitches.
They're not even landing. This is a free trajectory return.
There's no reason to be optimistic about everything.
I think that there's reason to be optimistic until it says that, no, we cannot solve this. And we have to scrub the launch today. And we haven't heard that. So we're going to continue to monitor all the systems to see what's happening while this battery
the phone call will be on Zoom, I'm sure.
System actually works on solving their problems and their issues. But everybody else will continue to work. And that's, again, what you expect to happen. When we talked earlier, it says, why do we have so much time? Because we have to make sure everything is right. The crew is hearing all of this. I
hope this bloody launches tonight, because otherwise I'll have to...
So this is what's supposed to happen.
I just want to understand what goes through the crew's mind when you're detecting a few glitches there, you know, just very close to...
Did you think that you would have to wait 50 bloody 5 years or whatever it is?
Anybody to do something that's not
54
the right
years.
And so there's so
before
many
there was
competent
another one.
people. And as a crew, you rely on
It's 69 or even longer, because that's Apollo 11. Do you really think it would be this long? No one else did. We were told.
You're also still making sure that you have in your mind.
We were told basically NASA was saying
what the mission
all kinds of things they were promising, which made sense when you consider the advancement trajectory they were on.
All of those things.
They were on an exponential curve of success.
I think it's quite a busy time
lunar colony by the end of the 70s. By the 80s, you've got to take your holiday there.
Because everybody has to be coordinated.
Since what they do, the space shuttle looks nice.
Dr. Jemison, as far as all the procedures that go into
nice,
a mission
but
like
all it
this,
does is it carries very, very small payload up into orbit and back down again. That's all it does. Space stations.
So people always think about space.
The most boring things in this go round and round. I mean, I don't want to play them down, but space stations are pretty boring compared to what we were promised.
So there's your tons of high explosives, right? So that's, of course, launches are dangerous and complicated. But
the DARPA need that money to play with the Roswell tech.
Imagine you're now going to go way away from
what he says, a very distant orbit, doing 6,000-mile orbit.
Figure out how to get
Apollo
back
came
home.
to 60
Apollo
miles.
13, right? Something happened.
Well, they're not even entering lunar orbit like Apollo 8 did, allegedly.
And so I think
it's literally just a repeat of the Artemis I mission, or more or less, with a human crew. It's a manned version of the unmanned Artemis I.
Part of it is really important. I think I heard Peake talk about the other pieces as well.
Have they changed the battery yet?
Johnson, thank you very much. We'll have to leave it there for now. All right, the countdown continues with just a little under half an hour till the window opens. We'll continue to track the story.
Watching them cook in the capsule might take explain to the little ones would be cool
on NBC.
Oh God, ESP, I don't want anything to go wrong. I really don't. I don't know if you saw, maybe talk about Jarrah White's.
Thanks very much to Arena Day Live at Cape Canaveral. You're with BBC.
They're doing a very, very high orbit right through the Van Allen belts.
By our science
as you say,
expert,
Tessa.
John Amos. And
they're doing two orbits, a low one and then a high one that goes right through.
And 48 seconds
right through
the launch
the Van Allen belts.
But John, we know
Jarrah has done an entire paper on this, explaining how they've been fudging the data. It's putting the astronauts' lives at risk.
Just describe what is the launch abort system.
So the launch abort system is that spiky bit on the top of the rocket. It is there to pull the capsule away.
Do you like my
from
green
the
screen? It's cool, isn't it?
Although
it doesn't quite cover everything.
Event.
If this fails, it will affect Trump. If it fails, it's going to affect everyone because
during the early stages of the ascent to orbit.
It'll probably mean that the Chinese will then. They're working on their own mission.
They have a battery in that system somewhere. We're not quite sure
what
it is, where it is, what its role is, but we're told it is out of its temperature parameters. Whether that's it's probably too hot or for whatever reason, and so they're working through that. And a bit like the flight termination system, you don't launch unless you.
Tessa says they want to see what the Jade Bunny's doing on the dark side.
Safety hardware.
I expect they already know, Tessa. Hello, Jonathan Carlos. How are you?
Maybe he's got an old shuttle box that can do the trick.
Oh no, the battery's on 5%. Did they forget to charge it?
Yeah.
The earlier issue quite quickly.
Yes, reasonably quickly. But we're getting close now to the opening of the launch window, aren't we? And if we are to launch at 23:24 UK time, 6:24 Florida time,
they could launch as late as 1:30 in the morning in this launch window. I'm not staying up that late.
I'm going to interrupt you because the NASA boss is just talking to NASA TV. So let's have a listen to Jared.
Is as safe way as we possibly can, understanding what we are undertaking right here. Bring our crew back, learn as much we can from the vehicle, set up for Artemis 3 in 2027.
Right. And Administrator, we've actually had a pretty young audience today here, some kids running around the balcony. How do you hope Artemis 2 inspires that next generation?
I talk about this all the time. one of our overarching
you should have picked up an adapter at the airport.
Is the number
Travel
of people
agents sell
living
them
and working in space. Well, what's another strong number 2 on that one? It's the number of kids that are.
That's something I almost forgot actually when I went to Contact in the Desert.
They're inspired to join in this grand endeavor, whether they come work with us here at NASA or they join in industry, but they're helping humankind venture out farther, pursue all the secrets of the universe.
Yeah, I think we'll see a lot of kids dressed as astronauts this year.
That mission
and
control.
finally,
We have to cut off in a minute. The battery's about to die.
Mission to get to know the people behind behind the work at NASA. Do you have any final thoughts, any final words before today's history-making launch?
Yeah, well, one, I want to express a lot of appreciation. I'll tell you what, the 4 astronauts on top of Artemis II know this. It takes an army to pull a mission together like this, right across all 10 of our centers, all of our commercial partners, the international partners that come together to make this possible. My sincere appreciation for everyone who is currently working the mission right now, so getting them ready for launch, that will be watching over them in mission control, recovering this crew when they splash down off
He looks like a bloody CIA agent. He had a black tie on when he was filmed earlier. Jared Isaacman.
Everybody else who's not directly working on Artemis
he literally looked like a man in
Artemis
black.
3 is coming up next year. When this mobile launcher gets back in the VAB, we're going to start stacking.
Wow, plenty of excitement ahead of us. Jared Isaacman, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thanks for being here.
Of course. All right. And with that, let's get back.
So there we go. That was Jared Isaacman being very positive, as you would imagine, being the NASA boss.
Jonathan Carlos has just wanted to say sorry to hear about Marcus. Only found out a few days ago he was a cool dude. I'm good, thanks, fella. Just been busy. You good? Oh, thanks, Jonathan. Yeah, I wish Marcus was here to see this.
So say that
I'm actually feeling a little bit off colour at the moment.
Popped in. So let me tell you literally what NASA have just said. They say that the engineers have instigated a sensor on the launch abort system attitude control monitor controller battery that showed a higher temperature than would be expected. It is believed to be an instrumentation issue and will not affect today's launch.
Ooh,
the weather continues to cooperate and has now been upgraded to a 90% go.
Yeah, it won't fly till tomorrow, 26 hours or so. Well, it looks like they're still go for now in 23 minutes time.
Doesn't it? Yeah. So instrumentation
we just said weather's
issue
still good.
Not
I mean, look at the blue skies.
Today's launch, but you will be able to decode launch abort systems attitude control monitor controller battery.
Right. So it's the battery that feeds the sensor.
Apparently, it's a reader. It's an instrument problem, not the actual machine itself.
And which way it's pointing more than anything else. That's what attitude control is all about. So they're obviously happy that they can get the information, or the abort system can get the information that it needs.
Are there any skeptics here? I'm seeing any skeptics in the chat. Come on, you skeptics. Come and sit in here.
It's essentially it's not a real issue, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Don't you see how silly you are now?
Fully configured.
Come on, skeptics, where are you?
The launch control team for the final countdown. The closeout crew's position.
I had an interesting comment actually on the notice, which I'll read later.
Verify before they step away, making this moment a key milestone.
Does anyone know what fuel is being used? Apparently, it's hydrogen. I know it's one of the fuels.
I don't mean hold
oxygen,
the count.
liquid oxygen.
Hold to the count.
It's a liquid fuel rocket, like the Robert Goddard one originally.
Then
I'll look up the details later. Maybe someone can tell us.
Coming over the microphones, coming over the voice circuit to do that poll, go, no go, at around about 5, 6, 7 minutes.
We are go for launch.
Okay, so we will
H6 Tessa's called, is it?
What NASA say at that time. I just want to bring back in Deputy Executive Director of the Royal Astronomical Society, Dr. Robert Massey, who is still with us. Robert, how are your nerves?
Well, I think my nerves are probably doing rather.
Earlier on, for some strange reason,
in Florida, actually, but
there was a 9-minute delay on the live broadcast, and I don't know why. Is it something technical? Is it just normal? Is it technical? So there was a 9-minute delay.
And
Woody, it's going to be the first black man to leave Earth.
Excuse me,
person of colour.
Like one of those lights on your car.
They said they'll get him to do some break dancing up there.
Does it matter? Is it the sensor? You know,
maybe I'm sure someone's composed a hip hop track about him.
Talking about launching something.
He's going to be the first person
of colour to go around the moon and on a vast amount of explosive
into a system.
Of course, there's an abundance of caution.
Yeah.
How crucial do you think this launch is, Robert, in terms of building the excitement as well as gaining the knowledge for the future missions
Jonathan
that obviously
says here,
NASA are hoping for?
Marcus is probably selling Nexus subscriptions in the great beyond. I'll be a skeptic. If it's on the news, it must be true. I'm sure Marcus is watching from up there, yeah.
Conceivable for a program to be switched off. I mean, but once they're succeeding, once they're actually placing people, first of all, in this flyby around the moon, and then hopefully in a couple of years' time, then bringing to land on the surface, then that momentum builds up. It's interesting. I was looking at the public attitudes to this, And in the 1960s, at the height of the Apollo program, after Apollo 11, obviously, it became much less popular. There was that understanding.
Once it's launched, it'll get there very right. You may be surprised to notice. Once it's launched, it'll literally be in space within just a few minutes. I think it takes 8 minutes.
Spend an enormous sum of money of that kind of order on say astronomy. But
Arts chances I get Challenger vibes.
Look at the attitude now.
You are really
last year. I think
you are a real prophet of doom. You know, now you're a real gloom and you're a real gloom monger. You left a comment just like that in the
moon. So attitudes change.
On the notice.
I think you're right in saying that if you build up that excitement, if you get
NASA battery sensor won't affect the launch. Right, what can go wrong in the next 19 minutes?
Working on the surface of the moon again, then there'll be enormous excitement around.
Because they could launch as early as 24 minutes past, and they've got 2 hours after that.
It seems ludicrous now, actually, looking back at just.
Tessa says, except people with home telescopes see those flags planted.
The historical impression I have is that.
Tessa, yeah, it's a good point, right?
Therefore easy to stop. You don't want that.
Robert, I just want to stop you because NASA are giving us an update. So let's listen into their feed. I think we've got some reports.
The team was tracking an issue with the launch abort system battery.
Here we go.
They appear to have cleared that issue. So we are to go for a launch.
Yeah.
Exciting.
So there we go. Dipped in at the right time. John, go for launch.
Yeah, but we haven't had the formal go, no go poll. So the only person that can approve the launch is the launch director.
Hello, Thomas G.
She has yet to poll her controllers.
Woody,
and when do we think that'll happen?
Oh, right, yeah. Woody, I know what you mean. He's a real black pillar, isn't he? Woody, isn't he? The spaceship blows up and your fault. You've jinxed it. He seems to think it's a foregone conclusion, don't you, Arts Channel?
I wonder if my director
Goodness sakes,
can show us the live feed that we're getting from NASA of the astronauts inside. There we go.
They've been there for about 3 hours.
See inside. Let us fade up the sound on NASA mission control and see whether we can hear that crucial moment that John was talking about from the mission director. Let's have a listen in.
It does have to be a formal acknowledgement.
All of the teams here on the ground that made this happen, they are carrying the torch from the Apollo era into the Artemis era. And, as the crew likes to say, they want to be the shoulders that the next generation.
And let's see, GLS, can you help us with that, please?
They want to be the crew wants to be the shoulders that the next generation can climb on.
001.
I think it's in their patch. We're going for all. It's in the name of their capsule, integrity, representing humility and the professionalism of everyone.
I don't think they could fake this. They couldn't.
Proud of them. We love them. We're excited for them, and we can.
Hello, David. Splendid Isolation. How are you?
Just leveraging everything we've learned so far as an agency, taking us from Apollo now to the launch pad here, 39B.
You might get it tonight, Thomas.
With Orion and SLS poised to again fly us into the history books. And before we leave you now here at the host desk to get back into operations, we just wanted to answer one question for you guys. We asked you earlier on today.
These rocket launches are so exciting. This is what you won't get in the future with anti-gravity.
You guys said launch, Twitch.
You guys said lunar like getting in a car and just driving up there.
I think you guys will all be very excited since we are now about 17 minutes.
By the way, those tall towers surrounding the launch pad are lightning
conductors. So with that, as we approach terminal count, let's send it back to Daryl now in firing room 1. Daryl.
All right, thank you, Megan and Nicole, and just want to give you an update on the launch abort system that you just reported.
Seems to be a little bit behind. I'm just going to refresh this actually.
They believe, they're convinced this is an instrumentation failure.
I'm going to refresh this because I think we're about a minute late.
The vehicle assembly building where they recharged the batteries and worked on them, and they have good solid data they reported that tells them
Thomas, I'm looking forward to it too. Hello, Niles Lives Matter. It is exciting
with the sensor, and so they
send flat earthers on the rocket. Oh, the flatties are going to go. I know what the flatties are saying right now. It's all fake. This is all
criteria. This would be one, and they all fully accept it.
They're going to send the astronauts. They're going to fly a little way. They're going to land somewhere, and they're going to have a party for a couple of weeks in a secret holiday resort on fake identities.
We're getting into the final minutes before liftoff. There's a 2-hour window. We haven't quite set the zero yet.
Why is he dressed like the Man in Black?
Cutout there are 150 cutouts that are included for this 2-hour launch window.
Wayne says, Wayne Model Builder is actually have no idea what's going on. So they're going back to the moon, even though they never did anyway. And if not, then where are they going? You see, Wayne, they are talking actually as if this is the first time. I mean, a lot of the tone has been like, this is like the first time.
To 40 cutouts. For that reason, because of these 156
Thomas
cutouts,
says not a flat earther, not a NASA believer either. Fair enough, mate. You're in good company because neither am I.
So
David says no problem with the Van Allen, seemingly. Well, this is what Jara's article was about.
2 seconds.
Hello, Vince.
3 seconds. But you'll hear the NASA test
all-inclusive moon trick. It is very, very on message.
To merge that loop from NASA test director Jeff Spaulding.
Nihilist says, is it true there's a black dude and a woman on this trip? If so, then he'll be the first victim of the alien monster, and she makes the tea and sandwiches. Oh, naughty, naughty. Oh, dearie me. Nihilist lies matter. Are you showing a bit of a lack of cultural sensitivity here? Is that what I detect? Are you going to put a corner up when the launch is up? Tessa, you should be able to see this. Can't you see it?
We're now entering one of the most consequential phases of launch day.
You should be able to see this. Hang on.
That's terminal count.
Oh, you can't. Oh, sorry.
And OTC, NTD on 212.
Sorry, you can't even see it. Pardon me.
Help me.
There we go.
I hear the same.
Can you see it now?
GTC.
I'm going to check on my phone.
GTC is on 212. All right, copy that.
Thanks for letting me know, Tessa, because I think I made a mistake there. Because I was going
NASA Test Director Jeff Spaulding confirming communications with his
double check
team.
you can actually see me. Oh, you can, yeah.
There will be 2 polls that we'll hear.
The epitome of DEI. Thanks for letting me. You're welcome, Ben. You're welcome, Tessa. Thanks.
And the launch team are ready to proceed.
I didn't even know because I can't. I'm looking at the monitor screen. I didn't know that wasn't sharing the screen. So thanks for letting me know, Tessa.
No constraints.
And SureTech, hello. Artemis is the goddess of sudden
confirmation
death.
from each individual.
Dear, oh dear, and SureTech. That's not a good. That's rather. It's like that Titan submersible, you know, naming it after the Titanic. It's not good.
The other poll that we're waiting for is the poll from launch director Charlie Blackwell.
Can you not see me? All right.
Who will take that final?
You want to be able to see me? You want to be able to see my beautiful features, don't you?
To come out of a
mad smoke coming out of the spaceship. What's he smoking in there?
At L-12 minutes.
It's actually like part of the fuel. It's liquid oxygen, apparently. It vaporizes. It condenses when it vaporizes out.
Copy, that's some work.
And CDR, OTC, you're on Earth 1.
Yeah, coolant off gassing, says Thomas, yeah.
ARS loop ISO valves are being closed at this time.
Integrity copies.
Respect to all these people who know what they're doing. I mean, these engineers and these technicians, I mean, there's...
Go. Yes, I had a discussion with Sea Ice and our manager regarding the observation the Sea Ice had a few minutes ago. They were able to confirm with BCI photos that the condition that they observed has been there since 2025. Our manager has had a chance to review the findings, and they do not have any constraints from either a Sea Ice or MER manager perspective.
Okay, copy all. And launch director, NTD, you copy?
Yes, sir. I copy. That's good news.
OTC, CCL 212.
OTC.
ARS primary loop isolation valve configurations complete.
Yes, but I predict a safe trip. I really hope so, man. I really do. I really hope they're all right. I mean, Jara's very worried about them. Thomas, the fuel must be kept cold until launch. This is liquid nitrogen being bled off as it warms up. And the pressure release valve releases it. Right.
We got a little bit more work to do before we pick up.
That explains it. Thanks, Thomas, for that information. You've been watching Scott Manley, haven't you?
But we're
Art says, could we see a UFO while
and then
this
we'll
happens?
pick it up after we go through all of our work.
Are you now an optimist?
Anything else that we need to do to get through the remainder of count. So
Why? What happens? The explosion?
To get to our T0 today.
The crash?
So, John,
we'll keep looking. You might see one.
Explain what's just happened in the last couple of minutes.
This is the launch control at Kennedy.
You can see how flat the Earth is from that horizon shot.
There's no showstoppers at the moment.
Jonathan, that's ground level. Of course, it's going to be flat.
They need to tick off. As you look at
the
time to launch window, 10 minutes is coming up in just a few seconds. Now that would normally be the start of the terminal count. Once the launch director has polled control room and it's a go, Then they set the terminal count for 10 minutes. What you're seeing here means we're not going at 11:24. We're going to go a bit after.
So we're now seeing pictures of a 10-minute clock pause.
So it's held, right? Yeah. Until the launch director says we're ready, that clock will not start counting down, okay? Even though we've been doing, as I said, there's loads of clocks, okay? The really important one now is that terminal count, the 10 minutes. Until that starts counting down, we're not launching.
Malfunction with the fuel, apparently, O-rings.
The room. And you heard from Jeff Spalding, one of her key deputies.
David, exactly. Godspeed.
His team just need to work to, a few more boxes that need.
Looks there's a pause, though. There's a pause.
Not working any issues.
Okay, let's listen in again to NASA Mission Control.
Online, but let me take a look at the number of samples.
Could I get a repeat on the affected LCC, please?
Yes, ma'am. That's going to be O-CT-004.
Thank you.
I don't know what that means, but right. The battery sensor's not the problem. Tessa bits hit the rockets. Yeah. Because they want to prevent these kinds of disasters, which is why they won't launch until. We don't know if it's 10 minutes longer. They've just paused. They've paused the countdown right now. They'll start the countdown again when.
Yeah, us taking a look at the data right here. Looks like that was a single sample.
So, John, still some discussions going on there about these little issues that are holding up for us to be able to start that T count from 10 minutes.
Yeah. So once that happens, then we're into the terminal count and we can go down. But as you've seen now, it's 11:16. So even if they were to do it like now,
the land off the right,
that's 11:26, right? So we're not going at the start of the launch window. We're gonna eat into a little bit of that launch window, it seems. Now you heard one of the NASA commentators talk about.
I don't know what they did to the engineer. I mean, they did an investigation about what caused it.
Lots of satellites.
I remember it too. I remember how
horrible it was. We're getting more from NASA.
For both KUS and COSE, do we have lock now?
That's affirmed. We do have lock for COSE.
It was apparently Tessa was caused by ice because they had a rare cold snap in Florida.
Yeah, so from the integration console perspective,
they have big kahunas to go through this. Yeah, they must do.
Within the allowable and per the requirement. Let's go.
Yes, they must do.
Flight, we have lock and we have good telemetry here in GSE.
And KUS is reported to they have good lock now. So with all of that OSC, then are we in a go configuration per your LCC?
Yes, sir. Recommendation would be go.
Okay. LPE, you concur with that?
Yes, sir. LPE concurs go.
And launch director?
Yes, sir. Launch director concurs go.
Sounds good.
All right, and I'm going to go ahead and just verify everybody has everything else complete, launch director. And if we do, we'll be ready to pick up the poll at that time, unless there's something else that you're aware of.
No, sir. Let's verify all our work is complete, and I would like one last check of our constraints.
It's not, honestly. It's just you're seeing the lightning conductor.
All right, let's see. OTC, are
in
you
the
still
foreground,
waiting for comments?
So it looks slightly like it's leaning over. It's not.
Okay, is that your only open item?
Yeah, OTC, this is CVSC. That 400 step 290 is complete.
Copy. Okay, so OTC, you're complete with all of your work?
Tessa, yeah, if they all agree, the countdown will start. That's the terminal countdown.
And GTC?
Let's say T minus something.
Okay, excellent. All right, and LPE, just want to verify we have no open constraints at this time.
No open constraints. We have a clear board, sir.
Hey.
Okay, tracking the same here. And launch director, with that, we are clear and ready to pick up the launch readiness poll with your go.
All right, sir, I am go for the poll.
So this is the crucial moment, John.
She's going to poll. She's going to poll the room.
And for all personnel,
if everyone says go, then it's okay.
Artemis II, launch readiness check. Verify ready to resume count and go for launch. OTC.
GC is go.
STC.
STC is go.
GTC.
C's go.
MCO.
TO's go.
Safety console.
Safety console is go.
LPE.
LPE's go.
RTD.
RTD's go.
Houston flight.
Houston flight is go.
ROC.
ROC is go.
And CDR.
Crew is go.
Copy that. Thank you, Reed. And Launch Director, NTD, our launch team is ready to proceed at this time.
They all said go. That's good.
All right, NTD.
Thunderbirds, I go.
This time I'll perform my poll.
This is like Thunderbird 3 is the
Attention
Thunderbird motion like
this
this.
is the launch director performing the final poll for launch, verify no constraints, and go for launch. EGS, Program Chief Engineer.
Artemis Chief Engineers are go.
Copy, thank you. EGS, Chief Safety Officer.
The Artemis CSOs are go.
Copy, thank you. Range weather.
Launch weather is go.
Thank you, LWO. And Artemis MMT Chair.
MMTs go.
Thank you, John. And Integrity Launch Director.
Integrity is the capsule.
Good to hear your voice, Charlie. DLT. Thank you, Charlie. This is Victor. We are going for our families.
True, got Jonathan. True.
This is Christina. We are going for our teammates.
MF2. This is Jeremy. We are
Thomas.
going for all humanity.
YouTube wouldn't let you.
Charlie, your Artemis II crew is go for launch. Full send.
I copy that. Reed, Victor, Christina, and Jeremy. On this historic mission, you take with you the heart of this Artemis team, the daring spirit of the American people and our partners across the globe.
They're going to launch.
And the hopes and dreams of a new generation. Good luck. Godspeed, Artemis
In
II.
short tech, yeah. R.I.P.
Let's
Jack
go.
Parsons.
So, John, let's go.
We go. And so
And
very
NTD
shortly,
Launch Director.
we'll see that terminal count start to go down, 10 minutes. So it'll progressively go down as 10 minutes, you would expect that. What do we need to watch for? Well, we need to see the crew access arm come away from the rocket. We'll see the astronauts inside lowering their visors. And then we'll get down to just a couple of minutes before, which is kind of crucial at
Vince,
that point.
I don't think any of them are called Alan.
Because
There's Reed.
if they have to stop at any moment in that 10-minute count,
Christina
they have the
and
possibility to go back
Jeremy.
to 10 minutes and start again. If we get down to 33 seconds, this is the time to watch. If we get down to 33 seconds and somebody intervenes, we're over for the day. We can't recycle. So just watch that clock go down and hope nobody comes in and says, hold.
Okay, I wonder if we can show that clock that we were able to see, because it hasn't actually started yet, but the countdown about to start.
We've got this big red bar. I can't see
You're
it.
with BBC News Live, and we are counting down to the launch of Artemis II on its moon mission launch.
We're back in a
within
minute.
The last few moments, we have had a go for launch. I am joined by John Amos, our space expert. John, just recap what has happened in the last few moments.
So the controllers have held their polls. They have nothing on the board in front of them that says this rocket should not launch. The launch director has really polled everybody in the room, and they've said, all of them have said go. So they are now just fixing a launch time. I mentioned these closeouts. There are satellites moving overhead. They have to thread the needle. Okay, so they don't launch when they think a satellite might be coming over. So sometimes these closeouts, they last only for a few seconds. Sometimes the closeouts can last for 20 seconds. But they look at the sheet in front of them and they say, right, we'll pick that time. And when they pick that time, they set the time to reduce.
Sorry,
the clock
someone
from
just
10
knocked my
minutes.
bloody
So
door.
that's what
It was
we're
a
waiting
person.
for just at the moment.
He chooses his moments, doesn't he?
Still haven't seen that T
Off channel, 33 seconds Freemasons.
start.
Yeah.
No.
So what will be
Hello,
going
CCG.
on now to make sure that that can happen?
So they're all watching the monitors, right? Hoping, praying that there isn't some sensor now that will complain about another battery or whatever it is, and that they can get to the start of this terminal count, the 10 minutes, and that it can proceed. So it looks as though they're about to pick up the count.
Okay, let us listen in to mission
Jonathan,
control
UFO flew past and
and
you
the
were gone.
feed
Oh
from
dear,
NASA,
that's
who
typical,
should
isn't
be
it?
able to
Thanks,
give us
Austin.
a little bit more information about when that clock
the mission
may
control-
start. Okay, we're just bringing that feed
Goblin,
in.
welcome.
Let me bring
Another
in
fake moon mission.
the Deputy Executive Director of the Royal Astronomical
Shekel,
Society, who's Dr. Robert.
Do you really think they could get away with faking
Robert,
this in this day and age?
Go for launch.
We'll talk about that later.
We haven't actually started that final countdown from 10 minutes. This is the crucial time, isn't it?
It really is. You know, I'm sitting here on bated breath. I can't imagine what it's like in Florida right now. You know, let's wait for this to happen.
Not by much, it looks like.
Okay, let's have a listen in because we do now have the feed from NASA.
Just wrapping up some final work.
God knows
Once
how
that's completed, you'll hear NASA test
how they
Jess
do all
Spalding
this. I mean, it's like
ask for the ground launch sequencer.
It's hundreds of people there in the control room, and they're just like all of them have a job to do. They're all experts. There's all these connections, all these damn details.
The ground launch sequencer is an application software. It runs on top of the launch control system in the firing room. Acts like a conductor of an orchestra.
They work so hard. I really respect these
executing
guys
hundreds of
and gals.
commands in precise order and timing. It's all autonomous.
I don't know how big the Royal Astronomical Society is, CCG.
All right, copy that, and we're verifying our constraints.
Yay! Terminal countdown starts.
Right,
So,
we're clear from
crucially, John, the clock has started counting that, so we are now 9 minutes and 45 seconds.
I demand NASA put on a better movie. Oh yeah, that's Elon's own car.
Or what is this? What is the sequence of events now?
If they get down to before 6 minutes and stop, they can hold at that point for any length of time. If they go beyond that, then they have to come back to 10 minutes. If they go all the way down to 33 seconds,
it must be
and
astronomical.
stop,
yeah,
they can't recycle. It's a scrub for the
CCG
day.
testosterone
so we just want
minus
to see
10.
that clock continuing to go
This is
down.
not Dr. Stephen Greer is not aboard this rocket.
The big crew
CCG.
access arm on the launch tower move away from the rocket, because obviously that's got to be out of the way if the rocket's going to lift off. The astronauts now, if they haven't already, will be lowering their visors.
Or is this more? Is this more of your
they'll be
backpilling?
sort of looking at their monitors in front of them, hoping that there's going to be a nice clean countdown all the way to 10.
If
10
don't be
minutes
upset if
down
it stops
to
1 minute,
zero.
you know,
The first thing you'll see is these sparklers underneath the rocket that will burn off any vented hydrogen that just happens to be in the area.
Yes,
They'll
Y33.
start up those main engines under the rocket,
Freemasons!
one by one. It'll appear to you that they start simultaneously, but the computers start them up in sequence, and that will last for about 6 seconds, something like that. Then they will ignite the boosters, and once the boosters are ignited, we're going. We can't stop.
And just remind our listeners and viewers who are joining us on BBC News.
It does look wonky
Live
there, doesn't it?
Just how
that's just
big
the way the camera's standing.
this rocket is, and the fact that it has never actually
Thomas,
gone up
if you
with
attention, the wind will blow toxic
astronauts
fumes
attached in
towards
the
viewing
Orion
crowds.
That's the crucial point.
Thomas, it depends on the wind direction, but I mean, I know that the Space View Beach is cool.
This is
is actually a long way off. I mean, there are several. The rocket's very big, and there's and the landscape's very flat. So there are lots and lots of
thrust at launch
places on public land where people can watch.
But imagine 160 A320
that's it.
Airbus jets
retracting.
all thundering down the runway together at full
It can't
power.
get off now.
That is the meat behind this
Let's
rocket.
put it back.
And in any minute now, we're going to see it lift off into the sky.
Thomas, there's a very
How
little wind. The wind is very light. They couldn't launch if the wind was too high.
It's always risky.
So that's
Any
one of the
rocket
things they were
launch is
checking.
risky. We're looking at the pictures now. We're starting to see the crew access arm move out of the way. When it lifts off, you see umbilical cords. They're going to have to pull away as well. It's all coordinated.
Thomas, the viewers are a long way away. The public, there are areas on public land where people can watch.
Doesn't spoil the show.
But they're a long way
let's have a
away.
listen in to
It's a
NASA
safe
and the
distance.
commentary from Mission Control, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it will launch very, very shortly. Let's have a listen in.
Off the top of the rocket in case of an emergency, whether it's on the ground or in flight. This is critical safety hardware.
Shocks away.
That protects the lives of the astronauts.
So for 6 minutes to go, guys.
So NASA talking about
starting at T-minus 6 minutes, the GLS will start bringing that and other high energy systems online.
Yeah. I mean, if we going beyond 6 minutes, if we have a hold, we can hold at that point for a little while, but then we have to recycle. We have to go back to 10 minutes. We have to wait quite a while.
Oh God,
go deeper into the launch window.
Because I'm not staying up too late tonight. I can't.
The real critical time is
I
that
gotta work
33
tomorrow.
seconds
I feel like
because
shit.
we can't recycle after that. We have to launch or not.
Okay, let's have a listen in.
All systems are go.
Yeah. No, we got to. I'm afraid we've got to wait 6 minutes.
GLS is go for core stage tank pressurization.
That means the replenish valve for the liquid hydrogen tank has now closed.
This is not an April Fool's hoax. I don't see how they could fake this. Maybe we can talk about this later. I don't see how they could fake this.
Inside the tank. We'll get the liquid oxygen tank a little later in the count. Now the team is waiting for verification that, if needed, the Artemis II crew could use the launch abort system to pull Orion safely off the top of the rocket in an emergency. Let's listen in for that call.
Dougie Fresh, you're on 6 minutes. Dougie Fresh. Dougie
GLS
Fresh.
verifies
Are you that old, CCG?
And CDR, do you copy?
I used to dance to him at school discos. Dougie Fresh and the Get Fresh crew.
That's great news, and you heard the NTD verify that with the commander of the mission.
Billions spent too much to fake. Well, they can always transfer the money somewhere else. Someone mentioned the alien tech
the flight termination
that DARPA
system.
were using.
This is so the range safety can send a flight termination command if the rocket flies too far off track.
CCG, you're lucky.
There's
I mean, so am I. Who
built-in
want to be
delay,
young in this world?
So the launch abort system has time to pull the astronauts.
I want to be born into a work with someone who never knew the 80s and 90s and 70s and things. Well, I don't really know the 70s, but the 80s
The high
and
flow
90s.
bleed check. That's so the cryo team gets verification that the RS-25 engines, all 4 of them, are in the proper temperature range for launch.
Yes, but hydrogen is clean fuel. The thing is, to make it, you need
So John, we are listening to mission control. We are now on T-minus, coming up to 4 minutes. This really is those final crucial moments, isn't it?
Go for core stage APU start.
We're getting
Core
to the
stage
business
APU
end.
start. Those are
Starting
auxiliary
the
power
2
units.
minutes, go to the lady
power
astronaut,
units now,
look in the mirrors and
because
say,
we're
I
gonna
can't go
hand
looking
over
like this.
control
Give me 10 minutes
to
to
the
change
rocket.
my dress.
It's not going to be controlled
Do
from
makeup
the ground
and
at
brush
all.
my hair.
The
Oh,
rocket
Nihilist
is gonna
Lives
be on
Matter.
its own. The
YouTube
computers
didn't
are
mind
gonna
you posting
fly
that
this
one.
rocket. They're going to initiate the big decisions. We've heard that they've.
I was
armed
relieved to find
the
out she
launch
wasn't the
abort system.
pilot. Yeah.
So that is available. You heard them say LAS available, and that means that
Oh, we are
the
naughty.
computers or Reed Wiseman in the capsule, or indeed the launch director, can pull that
Shadowbox.
capsule
Someone
off
else
the top of the
suggested
rocket.
that Iran
But
might
each
try to
step
take
they're
advantage of
going
this,
through
but
now,
it
we're
might
getting
not be actually
closer and
Iran.
closer and closer.
Sheckles says,
and
really, they
everything
could only
is
go to low
responding
Earth
as
orbit.
it
The
should.
rest will be
Okay, let's
Hollywood.
listen back into
Sheck, I'm not
that.
so sure they could get away with that in this the modern technology. They could in the 60s. They could do it, but not now. Hello, Philip. Philip Egan.
Moving through the milestones. All is looking good.
3 minutes to go.
Coming up in just a few seconds, we're going to get that thrust vector control actuator test. This is a gimbling of the engines.
So what does that mean, John, in English?
They control the direction of the rocket by gimbling
But you'll see the
the
nozzles
main
actually
engines
move.
underneath.
Yeah, I've seen
And
that
so they're
before.
going to test that gimbling. We'll see the engines
There
just
they go.
move
Look.
backwards and forwards, and that proves that they can navigate properly as they go uphill.
And of course, this is a crucial moment for the 4 astronauts inside the Orion capsule.
Yeah, they're riding though. They're riding a horse that is being controlled by the computers for now. So they just need to sit back,
That
look at the
works.
monitors, and see that everything is fine.
We've seen those engines
Yeah,
gimbling, as
yeah.
you said.
I mean, so we know that Reed Wiseman can initiate an abort if he wants
CCG
to.
with no cams on the astronauts.
He'll be
Well, they
keeping
will
his
do.
eye
They will
on-
do
on
later.
all
This
of the
their
data.
visors down and
But at the
everything.
moment, we're
And
on.
I've just
We're
heard them
going.
say they're taking ground power away.
Yeah.
2 minutes to
battery
go.
power.
To battery power.
Okay, we are coming down to the last 2 minutes. So what we're going to do now is just listen in to NASA Mission Control for the final countdown to this
It's the
mission
final
to the moon.
countdown.
Artemis II, go for launch We all have our fingers crossed. In the next 2 minutes, it is going to launch into the air. Let us listen in now to
Don't jinx it, mate.
Mission Control here on BBC News Live.
Let's just hope it all goes well. If it doesn't, it'll be terrible. But let's just hope it all goes well.
Core stage to internal power.
All right, there's the rocket's core stage, which houses 3 flight computers, is now on its own power. There's no more hold time because there's no more margin on these batteries. So we would have to recycle back to T-minus 10 to recharge if we had a hold.
John says, would hate to have an itchy nose on that thing now. Yeah, once your visor's down, you can't touch your face. Yeah. 1 minute to go.
1 minute.
Right now, the rocket does not know what the T0 is, but coming up at T-minus 33 seconds, control shifts from the ground launch sequencer to the rocket's onboard autonomous launch sequencer, or ALS. The rocket will count itself down, but honor any holds that could come from the ground. Now, shortly after liftoff, Houston will take control of the rocket, and my colleague Gary Jordan will take over commentary.
GLS, go for ALS.
Great call out. The rocket is on its own. 4 brave explorers ready to ride the most powerful rocket.
Shekel, yeah. I remember that.
Ever launched.
Yes, P, you might get the chance to go to the moon.
Sound suppression water is flowing.
15.
That's the hydrogen sparklers.
And here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7. RS-25 engines lit. 4, 3, 2, 1. Booster ignition.
Oh,
and liftoff.
Oh, my, so we went a bit early.
The crew of Artemis II
Here we go.
Bound for the moon. Humanity's next great voyage begins.
Did it launch a bit early? I think it did.
Good roll pitch.
Roger. Hello, Steve Polish. We finally have a skeptic here.
Houston, now controlling the flight of integrity on the Artemis.
Oh, Steve said the itchy nose is caused by a Valsalva device in the helmet ring. Oh, right. Thanks for the information.
Integrity, AMT high.
Integrity, that's the name of the craft. This capsule.
On time, passing 30 seconds into the flights. Integrity passes the alternate needle. Target milestone. Mission Control Houston.
Look at it go, man.
Space Launch System core stage. Integrity, 3 miles in altitude.
It really goes quickly, doesn't it?
Miles per hour.
ESP, yeah, very professional, isn't it? Godspeed, David, exactly, yeah. You can hear everyone cheering. Woohoo! Yeah, that was good. This is something you won't get with an anti-gravity.
1 minute. Approaching max Q.
Future astronauts will feel very nostalgic about this.
Dan, we have you loud and clear on Ponce de Leon.
Yeah, do the same. Yeah. The boosters come off, yeah.
Communication signal transfer confirmed that Integrity and its crew go supersonic. Approaching 90 seconds into the Artemis II mission. Integrity is 14 miles in altitude, 8 miles downrange, traveling more than 2,600 miles per hour.
Just imagine if an airplane could travel this fast. You could get to your holiday destination in like 10 minutes. CCG, enjoy LEO, you fake buggers. You see, I don't think they could get away with that today. I don't think they could.
1 minute 50 seconds of mission elapsed time, standing by for main engine throttle down to 85%, ahead of solid rocket booster separation, expected at the 2 minute 9 second mark. We see throttle down?
Yeah, look, boosters come off.
Integrity, guidance converged.
Hey, look, there's a camera on the rocket.
Stage RCS ready. Copy all, Stan. Integrity, SM priming complete. SM priming complete.
2 minutes 45 seconds of mission elapsed time into the Artemis II mission. Thrusters on Integrity and upper stage confirmed in a ready state ahead of service module fairing separation. 3 minutes into the flight. Integrity, 49 miles in altitude, 78 miles downrange.
That's all you can see of it now.
5,000 miles per hour.
Woody Black, the boosters will not land on some poor bastard's house. They will land in the sea and hopefully float and be picked up by a ship.
Standing by for launch abort system jettison.
Houston Integrity, good last jettison, great view.
Copy jettison, Team Eco 8+02.
Oh, those people never forget that.
On board, Stan.
And Houston has you loud and clear on Tigris at the Carmen line.
Outstanding, Stan. We have the same.
What's in this bag? What's the bag of O-rings?
3 minutes 50
To
seconds
sell it,
into the
Stuart.
flight of Artemis II. Wiseman, Glover, Cook, and Hansen crossed the boundary to space with good comm checks. GPS signals acquired
passed
after
the
last jettison,
edge of
now
space.
working on internal checks to verify accuracy. Flight dynamics officer analyzed the time of main engine cutoff, confirmed at 8 minutes 2 seconds, time of MECO.
Well, there you go, guys. You can camera on the actual rocket. How about that?
Integrity, GPS processing.
Look, that's curved, isn't it? Come on, flatties. That's curvature.
Stan, we see the same, and we have a beautiful moonrise. We're headed right at it.
Oh, the pink moon. Yes, what does that mean in terms of astrology? But there was a pink moon.
Approaching 5 minutes.
Tessa, the thrusters are recyclable. The booster rockets are recyclable. Yeah, you can pick them up and use them again.
Software finishes internal checks and sends
sometimes, sometimes it doesn't always work. Sometimes they'll just sink.
Integrity.
Oh, fisheye lens, would it nice? You flirters have you honestly you have an answer for everything, don't you?
On time, now passing 5 minutes 20 seconds of mission elapsed time into the Artemis II mission. At this point, 3 good main engines are all that's needed to carry Integrity to a nominal main engine cutoff target. Though at this time, we're seeing 4 good engines here in Mission Control Houston. Integrity, 75 miles in altitude, 330 miles downrange, approaching 10,000 miles per hour.
It's got to get to 17,000 miles an hour for escape velocity. I know that much. To get out of the Earth's gravitational well.
Integrity, looking good at 6 minutes.
Same on board, Stan.
Good trajectory and engine performance. Booster officer.
Oh, this is a animation, obviously.
Plan to Flight Director Judd Friedling expected at the 7-minute mark. Integrity, 78 miles in altitude, 460 miles.
Hello, Vordanian. Oh, do you really think that thing is going to the moon? Bring back Marcus. Oh, man. Hey, welcome, Vordanian. I've missed Marcus, too. How could they? I don't see how they could fake this. I don't. Now, here's the toxic fuel that someone was worried about. The toxic fumes. They don't seem to be quite high up.
Was confirmed at 8 minutes 2 seconds.
That's the exhaust from the rocket. I don't. How could they fake this? I mean, with modern technology. Niles, how long till they get to the moon? I can stay up for another hour, maybe. Oh, it's going to take like about 5 days.
Throttling down as we approach the abort once around.
So I'm not going to carry on much longer. I don't feel well enough to do a long live stream here, guys. I'm afraid, but I'll come back and do another one. Maybe after Easter. Okay.
Traveling more than 15,000 miles per hour.
They're going to spend Easter in space.
Have
they took any chocolate eggs with them? They gave a list of their personal possessions. Someone took a Bible, someone took some jewelry. Christina's got jewelry.
Nominal ascent at this time.
Reed has a notepad and a pencil, just so he can record his thoughts as a kind of diary. Shekel, I hope they get to meet the clangers. Yeah, hopefully not the soup dragon. CCG, I don't know exactly what's wrong with me. I just feel like I've got a lack of energy. There's no specific symptoms other than exhaustion. It's weird.
Core stage separation.
I was supposed to go to the pub this evening and I couldn't go. Going to meet some friends in a pub and, you know. Oh, what's this? Is this a...
integrity and nominal MECO core stage separated.
What happened there? Twix and a bag of scampi fries. Thanks, CCG. He just says, get well soon, amigo. Thanks, CCG. Look, that's what's happening.
8 minutes, 40 seconds into the flight, we have a nominal main engine cutoff heading in the right trajectory on the way to swing around the moon. Core stage has separated.
All right, quite a moment there. We were all just glued to the sky. Everyone had their phones in their hands trying to take
Jonathan Carlos says more references to 80s TV children's series, Mr. Spoon. Yeah.
Quite momentous. It was quite a moment for me as well as I watched the clock.
Well, there you are. There's the
essentially the launch. You don't really feel it immediately. At the moment when you see it, you don't hear it, you don't feel it, but it's only after a few seconds when the rocket has started going up is when you really start feeling what's happening. You hear this big loud noise and then you start feeling.
Yeah, this is animation, obviously.
You start feeling this rumble in your chest and in your
there's no other spaceship flying beside them.
Really makes you feel how real this is. So if I was feeling that, just imagine
5 days there, 5 days back. Yeah,
I think that's a good point to get in. Former astronaut Mae Jemison, who was standing here with me, witnessing that historic moment. How did that feel?
It was really exciting. I can tell you that every launch is exciting. The first launch I ever saw was a space shuttle right after the Challenger, which was very high stakes. This is a high stakes mission. I was excited for the crew on board. I was excited for all the people who have done this work. And I also was impressed that we got to see in action the fact that things can be solved.
The picture and sound slightly out of sync on this.
And so I'm just really smiles, big smiles.
Nobody's been to the moon in my lifetime, not officially. Not officially, no. The secret space program will have gone there.
In fact, I'm going to bring in Helen Sharman and Tim Peake as well. Helen, over to you first. How did that feel?
Oh, absolutely fabulous. I was on the edge of my seat because it
Tessa,
just
Jimmy
felt as
Doolan,
though
Leonard
everything
Nimoy,
was just
DeForest Kelly, all waved to Artemis II.
So wonderfully. Everything was nominal.
Yeah, they don't need rockets. They just beam everywhere, don't they?
This main engine cut off, of course, and it separates. The astronauts then immediately, instead of being pushed down into their seat, feeling pretty heavy under all of that excess G, created, of course, by what you explained so wonderfully with the
that's right, Tessa. The Star Trek crew, with their ashes were scattered in space.
People watching. For the astronauts on top, they're supersonic. They're
Thomas says you're not allowed to see an endless live stream.
Well,
you stay up if you like. I'm not.
So
I can't.
Feel the rumbles and you can
ESP, are they stopping off at the moon? No. Didn't you know? This is not a landing. There's no lunar module.
When the main engine
I'm on the edge of my seat.
they would have felt that immediately going from feeling heavy.
They must have made this beforehand, I think.
To feel weightless. Not that they're floating out of their seat yet; they'll still be strapped in. But you do feel completely different.
I need to take another break, guys. We'll be back soon.
You're touching, everything that you move is feeling weightless, and so they know they've done it. They're there. They're in this very, very weird elliptical orbit now. But yeah, more to come. We can talk about that later. But yeah, just absolutely delighted for the whole crew. And everybody, of course, all the teams that have created this amazing mission.
And I think, undoubtedly, and I think what really gets you going also are the conversations that you can hear between mission control and the announcements that you can hear. I think that really adds to what you're seeing and what you're feeling, really. Tim, if I can get your thoughts on what we just witnessed.
I think I held my breath for 8 minutes and 2 seconds. What a launch. It was absolutely phenomenal. As you mentioned there, to hear what's going on, there's a lot happening during that launch. There are various points where they have abort options, depending if, for example, they had one of those RS-25 engines fail at low altitude or whether it fails at high altitude. We heard that 3-engine press. That's a really big call. That means that even if we have one of the engines fails, we can still go ahead with the mission. We can make it to main engine cutout. The solid rocket boosters, getting rid of them, 2 minutes and 18 seconds. It's always nice to get rid of the solid rocket boosters and have a clean separation. But my favorite part in the launch was at 3 minutes, 18 seconds when the launch abort system got jettisoned and Reed Wiseman just called down and he said, "Great view." And of course, that's the moment where he would first be able to see out of the Orion spacecraft, and shortly after that said, you know, we got a great moonrise. And I think to be launching on a rocket, going to the moon, and one of the first things
Woody
you
Black says
see
it's
is
amazing
the
how
moon
little
actually
fuel they'll need for the rest of the journey
I mean,
compared to what was
what
required to
a
leave
launch
Earth.
experience it must
Yeah,
have been
once
for
you're in space, it's actually
And it's amazing, you know. Here
the
we are
big
getting super
energy
excited and
expenditure
just
is actually
trying to
getting,
contain our
because we use
emotions. And there
rockets,
you've got
chemical
these
rockets,
calm
rather than
voices from the
anti-gravity
astronauts just
officially.
saying it's a lovely view. You know, it
Just
really
getting
gives you a
out of
sense of
these
how
Earth's
well trained we are
gravity.
for this moment and how composed. And I think how important
They'll
that
need
really
very little
is
actually, because
to have
they just
that
need all
aspect
they
of
need
your
now is
personality when
to
you're
fine tune their
embarking on
course,
such a
because
complex
they
mission.
go on a
Really,
return
but thanks
trajectory,
very
a
much,
free
Tim,
return.
and Helen for
They'll
taking
use
us
the
through that.
moon's
Do
gravity
hold on, because
mostly
obviously the
to adjust
conversation is going to
its
continue.
their
I just want to bring in
course and
Christina
loop
Korp,
round and come back to
astronaut
Earth.
wrangler and former manager to Apollo 11.
Thomas says they attempt to head
Buzz
towards the
Aldrin.
north, they will die.
Thanks
The
very
safest
much,
bet is just
Christina,
to
for your
CGI
time
the
here
rest
on
of the stunt.
BBC News. I can see the smiles
Honestly,
already
Thomas,
on your face. How did that feel? And I believe
I
you're
am
at some sort
fearful
of a
for what's
space
going to
camp with
happen. You
kids.
know,
Just
now.
take us through, you know, what that moment was like for you.
Yes, I'm in Turks and Caicos. We're doing island
But they won't
astronaut
see. They
camps
don't see
with
how they
NASA
CGI it, how they
astronaut
get away with
Nicole
CGIing it.
and so we didn't get to go to the launch, but still, we are in a beautiful place. And what's so exciting for me, having
Thomas,
been the witness to the impact
animation is
of
probably
Apollo
the
and
best way
being
to
the
describe
fly
it
on the
now, though,
wall
because
of
you
the
can't get
lives
any
of the
actual
Apollo
pictures of
astronauts,
it.
I felt such a thrill just watching that liftoff.
In short
because
check, how
I have
far out
heard
the Van
over and
Allen belt? It
over
varies,
what that
and
feeling was like for Buzz Aldrin and the Apollo 11
depending on
crew.
solar
So I'm
activity and
so
things like that.
curious when Reed and the crew
Oh,
come
they
back.
are
I
going
would
to sell
love
you the
to know
flyby
how
of
it
the
felt for
moon.
them.
Thomas,
To
if they
say,
actually do it, I
just
don't see
felt
how they
like
could
they were
fake
being
it.
separated
Not in this
from the
day and
Earth.
age. You
He
could do
said
it in the
was really
60s and
smooth.
70s,
Some
but not
people said
now.
it was really rumbly, but I'm curious to see how it felt for the crew. I know Reed and I know Victor well, so I'm really excited to hear how they felt afterwards.
Why is it so quiet? Oh, put the sound up a bit. There we go.
Absolutely, and you know, you've spent
Doesn't
a
make
lot of
much
time
difference.
around astronauts, Christina. You know, what does this really mean, not just for astronauts, but just overall the mission and the message that sends out? You know, it couldn't get more visual than what we just saw. It really is a reminder of what they're trying to
Vaudon
achieve.
blue beam.
Yes, I mean, you know, people focus
That's
on
to
the
do with the
technology.
aliens and
Technology is
things,
amazing,
yeah.
obviously, what we're able to do to send humans to the moon. It is amazing.
I suppose
But what I
blue
am
beam
the
can
witness
create
to is
images in
how
the
this
atmosphere.
kind of ignites the
I don't think
human
it can fake
spirit
images in
of what is
space.
possible. And that's what I'm so excited about, is
Oh,
that
that's a
this
dry.
generation, I mean, I wasn't born when the Apollo missions happened. And so even I don't really understand this, other than that I have witnessed people who were alive when Apollo happened. So I'm excited to see how young people are going to react. I'm excited to hopefully see how once they go to low Earth orbit, once they go to the moon and they fly by, what that's going to do to the human spirit of people, kind of reminding us that we're all humans on the same planet. And I think that's the most valuable thing that we get out of it, is the
Oh, who writes this
inspiration
shite?
and that reminder, because Apollo 11 was the one time in recorded human history where the world waited in anticipation and then celebrated a human achievement. And I think Artemis has the
To be fair,
potential
that's
to
actually
do that
true.
as well. So I'm really
As I said to
excited about it,
Marcus,
and I'm
and
hoping the world pays attention like they did, you know, 53 years ago, the last time
there was
humans
some
went to
kind
the
of
moon.
it was kind of like a kumbaya moment, Apollo
You know, I
11.
just want to pick you. You know, I just want to press on that point. You know,
Cold
why
War and the
is
Vietnam
that
War and
inspiration
things.
so important?
Everyone just sort of
especially
paused for a
the
few
next
hours to
generation?
celebrate.
And you are surrounded by kids at that camp. You know, what kind of things have they been saying? How are they seeing this?
Well, the thing is, you know,
Look, they've included a UFO.
We try to do creative things, and when we do,
Do you see that they've
rocket
included a
liftoffs with
UFO
kids, in my experience,
on the
that kind of
animation?
has
If that's
done
what
a
it
bit
is.
more to get people interested in wanting to be
Okay, it
rocket
was fun,
engineers
says Thomas.
than
Enjoy the
just
rest of the
telling
show,
them,
folks. Oh.
you should be a rocket engineer. And so
Is that what they? Is
that's
it kind of like
the point that
looking
I
down
think
at
that
the
comes
Earth,
from
and
this,
they're
is
simulating
seeing a
like
rocket
lights,
lift off.
artificial
It's
lights on
very
the Earth?
emotional.
Maybe
You
they've
know,
reached the
every
coast
time
of
I've seen a
Africa
rocket
now.
lift off, I think everybody would agree. And I think about it as faith, hope, and optimism. When there are humans on board, it is a different level. And
Woody
I think
says
that
kids more
that's what's
today
going to be
are
super
more interested in
valuable
vapes
about
and
this.
Palestine. They
Seeing
don't
these
care about
4
space.
humans go.
I've
Seeing the
noticed
first
that. I mean, a
woman
lot of
go,
people are
seeing the
saying,
second
well, they're
black
going to send
I mean,
people
the
on the
first
moon and
black man
nobody
picked his rubber to
cares.
go, the first Canadian.
This was
Like how that is going to
This
touch
was
the
going
hearts
on.
and
Everyone
minds
was
of people.
saying
You
this
know,
earlier, a
that's
few
what
days
we are
ago. Why
doing
is
when
no
we're
one
working working with kids
Why
here
are people
too.
not
We're
talking
trying
about this
to
more?
ignite their curiosity, their creativity, and I think that that's what something like this can do.
Hello,
far
Celtic cousin.
more
Thanks for the live
successfully
stream,
than
Ben
telling people
Legend.
that
She
they should
says
be
he. I
engineers,
think
and
it's
they should
you,
be
she, or
scientists,
he.
that sort of thing.
Anyway, you're
So,
welcome, Celtic cousin.
I mean, I'm a little bit
Thanks
giddy
for,
right now because I'm just so
thanks.
excited that this finally happened, and so
This is cue
I
also
can't
Zarathustra
wait
music.
to watch this whole mission.
I think you're not alone in feeling what you're feeling and feeling giddy. You know, I can tell you the emotions here as well were quite high as you know, people were trying to capture the best moments of that launch, something that they'd been waiting for. There'd been so much anticipation, and finally,
Oh,
when
you're
it
welcome,
happened, I think
cousin. I'm
those
going to
are the
finish
emotions
soon,
that
actually, if you
that
don't mind, because
that you are really
I had a
appreciating.
whole load of,
You know,
I had a
you've
whole
often talked
plan
about
for the live
space as
stream
being something
tonight,
that
but
unites us.
I'm not
Why
up
does
to
a
it
mission like
health-wise,
this,
I'm
you'd
afraid.
say, bring people together?
Sorry. What I'll do is
Well, you
we will
know, I
review
think
maybe
it's one
after
thing
Easter,
Buzz used to say,
which
I've
will be
never
when
seen a ticker
maybe
tape
when they do the
parade
lunar
for a
flyby, and I'll
robot.
do another one then.
You see it
Okay.
through humans. And I think that when we as humans go to space, it's really clear that, like I said, we're humans on the same planet. You know, what a lot of
Only
people
remember
don't
Arthur C.
realize is
Clarke
when
with his
Apollo 8
parasol.
went, which is very similar to this mission.
I used to watch
That
Arthur
was
C.
the
Clarke's
first time
Mysterious World
human
was really
eyes
good.
saw our planet from
Sweep
that
says, don't know,
perspective.
can't catch
And
the
it was a
excitement
really
unless
valuable
they report being
perspective
followed by a
that
UFO or get
made people
abducted. Otherwise,
realize,
we have
you
a
know,
few more years before another
everyone
law
who was alive
is
is
done. You
on
know,
that,
help.
you know,
Hang
planetary
in for a
body,
bit, folks.
and that
Well, you
helps
know, I'm
start
going to finish in a
research.
minute, Sweet,
That
because
helps
really,
start the
that's it
Environmental
now for
Protection
10
Agency
days
of
till
the
they come
United
back.
States. And so, you know, we can
There will
send
be
robots
a
all we
continuous
want,
coverage of
but
this, but I'm not
until
going
the
to watch all of
humans
it.
are
Obviously, I've
there,
got to go
you
to
know,
work,
that's why
I've got to
even like
sleep,
with all the AI
things
and
like
everything
that.
that's going on, the human
Woody. Oh,
is
thanks,
still a
Woody.
pretty
You understand
valuable,
that. This
you know,
has to be a
part of
short live
everything
stream
that we
tonight.
do. And I think that young people are really hungry for the
David says America
inspiration. I
planted
have
its
two
flag
kids. I
into the
have
moon
an
first,
11-year-old and a
so they own the
14-year-old,
moon.
and they're very
Well,
aware of what's
well,
going
first
on
they
in this
didn't plant
world,
their
and
flag
so
onto the
they're
moon. They
very aware
planted
of
it
this
in
mission, and I'm
51.
excited to see how it's going to
Secondly,
affect them.
according to the Outer Space Treaty of the United Nations,
All
you
right,
can't actually
Christina
own
Pope,
another
thank you very much for
celestial
sharing
body.
your reaction soon after that launch. Really appreciate your time here on
Fordonian,
BBC
thanks very
News.
much. Yeah, they were good shows, Ben. I agree. Oh,
All right,
Arthur C. Clarke,
so we
yeah,
continue to
they're all.
track
I've
the
rewatched
critical
them.
moments
They're
after
great.
the
I
launch
remember.
with
I
me
must have
once
been a
again is
woo-woo
Ms.
since I was a little
Jennison,
kid
who's
because I used to
been
watch those avidly
walking
when I
us
was a
through
kid.
every little aspect, every little specific. And I think, you know, that smile is just refusing to go
CGI.
away from
Ta-da, moon.
anyone's face, given what we've
Friends.
seen. What really fascinates me
Lemon
is
juice,
that
honey in bed. Oh, thanks,
how
ESP.
quickly
I'll have some
they
of that.
managed
Yeah.
to reach space. They're already there.
Not only
Jonathan
are
says,
they
hope you feel
already
better after
there,
a good
one of the
sleep, fella. Thanks very
callouts
much, mate.
was somewhere around 2 minutes,
I'll
right?
let you know how I am.
And going 2,800 miles
I'm going
per
away
hour,
for Easter. I'm actually
2,800
going to
miles
Newbury
per
to see
hour
another blonde again.
that quickly.
I don't know if I'll
And
make a
then by
video
the
of that.
time
It's
you reach orbit, they're already going
I'll
over
take the camera and
the
maybe do a video of that. I'm not
or
sure.
main engine cutoff at 7 minutes, 15,000 miles per hour. So that speaks to the technology. That speaks to
It's still
the
burning its engine. Look,
efficiency
it's
of
on the
the
night
engines,
side
all of
now.
that. But
This is
I
like an
think
animation of
taking
where
up
it
the
is.
point
It's on the
that
night
Christina
side of the
made
Earth. It
is
must
it
be
also
somewhere.
speaks
Where's
to
it?
the
I
human
think it
spirit.
goes
I
over
think a
Africa,
little
doesn't
bit
it?
differently
I
about
think it doesn't come anywhere near
inspiration.
me.
I
You're
think
welcome, Vince. It
children
doesn't come anywhere
are
near me where I am
inspired
in
just
the
by
UK.
being kids. The issue is whether or not we allow them to maintain that energy.
Tessa, I appreciate the streaming and
I
good
think
company,
that
Ben.
who
Thank you.
it's
You're
really
welcome.
impact
You're
is
welcome.
adults who get to see
Tessa,
how much
Sweep
this
says
does.
Aliens
You
2
cannot
Sigourney
sit here
Weaver.
and feel that in your
Oh, blimey.
chest and not have some level of
Oh, well, I didn't like
inspiration
Aliens
because
2.
it's
The
that
third one was
physical.
great.
And then if we go
And
forward, I think the other part about
the
space
one with
is
Brian
that
Glover.
it doesn't mean you have to want to be a rocket scientist.
I can't remember them
Be
all.
an astronaut. You want to go there.
The third one was good. I think that was it, wasn't it? Yeah, Aliens 3. And then Resurrection, that was fantastic.
Helping to understand that we have so many
That was really good.
so many things that we could do. Yes, looking at this Earth from a distance, we know that that's where
Charles Dance was awful.
And that we have so much potential.
Oh, it was.
As big as the
it was amazing. They had an all British cast apart from Sigourney.
So I
They're
sort
all.
of take it as this whole continuum.
Neil Peel, sorry, been with my mate all evening. So it launched then. Hope they pack their lunch boxes.
It's because we're going.
Neil, you've been out on with a mate. Yeah, I almost went to the pub, but I couldn't make it in the end because I'm not feeling very well.
We've gone to the moon, right?
But thanks for joining us. I'm going to play the video in a minute before we go.
And that's what galvanizes us. us. That's what makes us, you know, just sort of like want to stop and stare and be a part of it, is because we've been a part of it since
Says
we were
F
kids.
word dialogue.
That
Did someone
same
swear
energy
just then?
can help us to understand why it's important for us to understand we're part of this planet too. So I think it's all wrapped
Sweet.
up
I'll
into
have
one.
one
There's not
of each,
just
Ben, whatever you're
single
selling.
things that you can pull out. It's the entire experience that we got to
Oh,
feel
it allegedly
firsthand,
launched, right?
but everybody else gets to
Maybe
feel,
it
'cause it's
just
like,
maybe it just
wow,
came down
it
in
feels
Hawaii or
just
something, and now the
Do you think
the
do you
crew
think
are
this is
currently
gonna
sunning it up on
actually
fake
do that, what you're
identities for the
saying?
next
It's
10
gonna
days.
send that message?
I think that it says that we're moving forward, right? So we've been working on trying to get to.
Goodness knows, I mean, people have waited a long time for this, haven't they?
After the Columbia accident, when President George W. Bush said we wanted to go back to the moon. So this is saying that
was 2003, the Columbia disaster. I remember that. I was in Avery with that horrible woman I told you about in the canal video.
Steps, but big things that we don't know how to do.
And I remember we were standing on Avery, and then the guy, one of the druids, actually said, "Oh, have you heard the space shuttle's blown up?"
You know, when we think about this, you know, they're tracking stations in other parts of the world, on other soils in other countries that are helping us get data, right? Happened during the Apollo program. And so it's much more than just a single country or single entity.
Are we going to see? I would. They've been no. Someone mentioned where's the cameras inside the capsule. We've had no TV footage from inside the capsule yet.
Really, because the findings are going to be.
And I'm quite be interesting to see that actually.
Findings are relevant across the world, and the achievement is relevant to humans across the world.
All right, we'll leave it there. Then maybe we'll continue to talk to you. Thanks very much.
There's a lot of room inside there, apparently. It's the size of a minibus.
So this is the latest.
And they can actually fold those launch chairs can be folded away, and all the control panels, and they can sort of like float around inside it.
This is the story that we continue to track here.
Now, there's a lot to be said about solar radiation. They do have
Kennedy Space Center
a method of dealing with it.
Do you like it?
Thanks, Fordonian. Thanks. Glad you enjoyed that.
All right. So as we have been essentially telling you, this
talking about the interview we did with David Griffin.
A short while back. Let me just play it out.
Tessa, maybe the camera capsule batteries still need upping. Oh yeah, they didn't mention that one, did they? They didn't. Those cameras are flat too.
7 RS-25 engines. 4.
I can just hear noises now.
2, 1.
Thanks, Neil.
Booster ignition.
Oh, here we go.
Lift off. The crew of Artemis II now bound for the moon. Humanity's next great voyage begins.
It was a couple of seconds early, actually, when it took off.
Roger, roll pitch.
Houston now controlling the flight of Integrity on the Artemis II mission around the moon.
Integrity, AMT high.
AMT high. On time, passing 30 seconds into the flights. Integrity passes the ultimate deco. Target milestone. Mission Control Houston seeing good performance on the coordinate engines. Space Launch System core stage. Integrity, 3 miles in altitude. Traveling more than 1,200 miles per hour.
I think we did just repeat this stuff now, so we'll just go back here. You can look at the. Oh, Reed Wiseman says it's a great view. We finally have a comment from. There we go. We got a great moonrise. Oh, it's giddy you for him, NASA.
Mission last time, passing 1 minute, approaching max Q.
On, Ponce on.
Hey, how about that? There you go.
Loud and clear on Ponce de Leon.
NASA's, here we go. NASA's first manned mission around the moon. More than 50 years has taken off.
Signal transfer confirmed as Integrity
There you go.
Supersonic.
Through of the 10-day Artemis II mission won't land on the moon and circle it.
Integrity
Traveling
is
further
14
than the
miles
Earth
in
never
altitude, 8
before.
miles downrange, traveling 2,600 miles per hour.
Take a closer look around their spaceship here. That's all right. Oh, here we go. Let's have a look. Oh, the pictures aren't loading. It's probably quite a heavy page. Oh, there we are. Look, that's the rocket. Oh, look. Oh, wicked. You can all see this, can't you? Yeah, you can. This is pretty good. This is a good way of looking around. Here we go. The astronaut. There's Reed Wiseman. He spent 6 months in space. Yeah. Victor Glover. He also spent 6 months in space. There's only one's on their first mission. This is Christine Koch. Spent 1 year in space. Oh, she's Yeah. Christina made history taking part in the first all-female spacewalk while on the ISS. At least this is his first flight, this guy, Jeremy Hansen, this Canadian guy. The Canadian will be taking maple syrup and maple cookies. His first lunar voyage. What else? This is his first time in space, man. First Canadian to go out of a low Earth orbit. Life aboard the Orion. There we go. That's them getting into their capsule. And it says there have been some Artemis sleepovers over, so they've actually been spending. They know that capsule. They've already spent time in there. It has similarities to the one used by Apollo 50 years ago, but the interior is different. It does look similar to the Apollo command module, doesn't it? Where are we going now? What's happening? And there we are. That's what it looks like inside. Food and water dispenser. They've got this 10 days they've got in this thing. Each astronaut is choosing his favorite meals. And this is their exercise machine. A step beneath the hatch. Yeah, so they can just exercise so they don't lose their muscle mass and things. They pull the cable for 30 minutes of cardiovascular and resistance training each day. Yeah, it won't be that bad because when they're on the ISS for months, they need to do that regularly to stop their muscles and their heart from conking out in the zero gravity. The most important piece of equipment is tucked under the floor. The toilet? A toilet? Oh, yeah, I was joking, but yeah, there is a toilet. Yeah, do you know they all wear the astronauts wore nappies? Yeah. Oh, blimey. That's worse than the ones on National Express. That's the bog. Christina says, on the International Space Station, the loo is much more separated. Our loo is in the floor. Yeah. There you go. 10 days-ish it takes. Right. They're going to practice docking for future missions. But you know, there's no what's the word? There's no emergency. They can't get back if they need to get back. After they do the translunar injection burn, that's it. They're on a free to. Oh, look, there's me underneath Britain. Yeah. Once they're actually on the translunar injection, which is here, the ICPS, detached in high Earth orbit. That's it. They can't get back. Now, according to Apollo, this is the suit and everything. I'll go back to this. Take your questions and comments. Going to finish soon. According to Apollo, like the Apollo narrative, they had the ability. I think after they did the translunar injection, for the first day or so, they had the ability. They had the possibility of going back, which means they could use the service module engine to do a 180 and reverse that TLI and do an Earth ELI, Earth injection, I suppose. Artemis II can't do that. Once they are on once they fire the TLI and they're on the way to the moon, that's it, because they're on a fixed free return trajectory, so they have to go there and back. So anything happens, if one of them has a medical emergency or anything happens, they just got to wait. They just got to deal with it and wait 10 days to get back. All right, Corona Martin. When will the Oxford Walking Tour with Mark Devlin go up? Edited. Excited to see that. Don't mean to pass. That's all right. I haven't had time to edit it yet, but it will go on. You off then, Sweeps? Night night. Just take your comments and questions. Here we go. Night night, Sweeps. Miss Manhead, total fake, and you are sheep if you disagree, closed-minded. Well, that's not a very open-minded way to deal with it, is it, Miss Manhead? I could say, well, I think 2 + 2 = 5, and you're a sheep and you disagree if you disagree. Right, there you go. And you're closed-minded otherwise. So there you go. I've proved that 2 + 2 = 5. There you go. Now, I know I actually don't. I think the Apollo missions were faked. I don't see how they could fake this. I really don't. EA Orbit says the astronauts bailed at low Earth orbit. My prediction is this rocket will get the furthest record, but there'll be a problem on the way back. I hope not. But I mean, how could they bail? I mean, the thing is, like, there's no mechanism for them to bail. There's been TV cameras on it the whole time. There now is there's now like continuous coverage. I mean, there's going to be like a live stream continuously now for the next 10 days. I mean, and there's so many amateurs, and there's so much the ability in terms of amateur technology to. What's happened to this thing? Oh, my, it looks like my green screen's going. I don't see how they could do it. I honestly don't think they could do it. Neil says, in space, no one can hear you fart. Well, apparently you can. They can now, according to that toilet. EA says, how is this craft going to get them through the Van Allen belts? Yeah, well, look, I don't have time now, but do watch this. This is Jarrah White's video. Here we go. So I'm getting tired now. This video by Jarrah White.
This week will mark 59 years since the Apollo 1 fire, 23 years since the space...
There we go. It's called Artemis II, The Next Preventable NASA Fatality by Jarrah White on YouTube. Just watch that. And what you could do is you could read his... Let's just go to his... let's just go to his paper. Here we go. Jarrah has put up has written this. This is one of the first websites I ever went to. Here we go. Owlis on Apollo. Here we go. Jarrah White's column. Here we go. Radiation for dummies as measured aboard Artemis. Analysis of the Artemis 1 data suggests that Van Allen and cislunar radiation is more dangerous than advertised for Artemis 2. Yeah, this is the point of the video as well. He's concerned about the safety for the astronauts here. And he says here, this was on the 2nd of February, which of course was the date of that was the day of the Columbia thing. Well, we close out the week of mourning for the fallen astronauts of Apollo 1, Challenger, and Columbia. I fear that NASA's next spaceflight disaster is soon upon us, not because of the fire or catastrophic failure during liftoff or re-entry, but the recklessness in flight planning. The internet is alive with concerns over the integrity of Artemis II's heat shield. There's nothing even about an even greater degree that threatens the doom of the crew long before they get a chance to use it. The initial parking orbits proposed for Artemis II completely fly in the face of everything that NASA claimed they did to minimize radiation exposure on Apollo. This article is very technically heavy, but it gives more details here. So he reanalyzes the data that they collected for Artemis 1, which is very important. So we're going to find out in the next couple of days, that's for sure. Vildonian, latest Hollywood movies based on space travel are amazing, but totally fake. Yeah. Well, even at the time of Apollo, they could do it. I mean, look at 2001: A Space Odyssey. I need to get I put the rods in to make this wider. I didn't do it this time. Sorry, David, you said here, yes, man could always get to the moon with enough technology. Well, the secret space program has done it, hasn't it? And we have here Professor Unwinmost, so it's brotherly big loader in space for 10 Dale's spacey tie load, pretty much. I'll do another live stream where I'll cover all the information I didn't cover this time, guys. I will. I don't know why it's suddenly gone like that. There we go. But I'm just not feeling very well now. Owlis Online, absolute rubbish, says Jonathan Carlos, channeling his inner mumbling there. EA, if you can't see how they could fake this, you can still ask why, eh? Well, EA, you know what I think about the Apollo missions, but here we're dealing with a very different situation in terms of technology and the flows of information. we have so many more abilities now in terms of not just the technology that exists, but its distribution among people. So unless they do find a way, which I doubt. What I'm going to do now is I've got a little video to play with you. Then I'm going to wrap up for tonight, guys. Okay, because as I say, I'm not feeling at my best. I am not feeling at my best at the moment, I'm afraid. Where is my folder? See, I'm getting a bit. Where's my folder? Here it is. Right. Oops. Got a little video for you to watch. Just a preview of upcoming events. Right, okay. I'll put this on full screen here so you can see it properly. All right.
Hi, Ben. What are we up to in May then?
You can, right. I'll just
Wow,
start that
really
again.
great.
This is Neil and is Neil still there? I don't know. But anyway, this is Neil and myself. It should be on. Is it on full screen? Yeah, that's it. Oh, I don't know what's happening now.
Hi, Ben. What are we up to in May then?
Well, this is really, really great, Neil. Great news for everyone is we're on the 19th of May, which is a Tuesday evening. We're going to be speaking at the Changing Times event. Now, this is a interesting event in West.
Let me just. I didn't mute the mic. Hang on a sec. Oh, I'll mute the mic. Mute the.
Hi, Ben. What are we up to in May then?
Well, this is really, really great, Neil. Great news for everyone is we're on the 19th of May, which is a Tuesday evening. We're going to be speaking at the Changing Times event. Now, this is a interesting event in West Sussex, which has been going on for a very long time, actually. I don't know how long the organizer, Andy Thomas, has been doing it for, but I know he has been doing an event there for over 20 years. And this is, it's like a little get-together of people, and just it's quite informal and quite small and a well-organized little get-together. And we're doing an event called Messages Through Space and Time, and it's a kind of double bill, really, isn't it? Because we're both speaking, we're both doing short segments, and no doubt we'll be doing like a joint Q&A on several different subjects.
Yeah, so that's right. Well done. We are indeed doing a joint talk, a joint presentation, Messages Through Space and Time, and it's with the Paranormal Peep Show. So it's like a kind of we're out on tour as such, but we're just doing that one event. So we're not doing massive venues throughout the country, but we will be talking on messages through space and time. So I'll be doing a talk initially on the Doddleston messages. That's inspired by the book The Vertical Plane. So it's where this guy called Ken Webster and his girlfriend Debbie Oates were receiving messages through their BBC microcomputer back in 1984 from a medieval person living in Chester. So he was in fact the original occupant of the cottage they lived in Doddleston in 1984. So he's communicating through time, potentially. So that's my talk, but what's your talk about?
I'm going to be discussing the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. That is, people pointing telescopes at the sky, looking for aliens out there. Now, the fact of the matter is, though, I believe aliens are already here on Earth with us. They've been here for a long time. They've been visiting us, and they come and go continuously. So there seems to be a bit of a contradiction there in methodology and indeed belief. But I'm going to see just how these two different issues relate to each other, and including recent events such as the discovery of several signals from other planets. For example, BLC-1, which is the Breakthrough Listen movement, which was set up by the Russian oligarch Yuri Milner. Very, very interesting indeed. And we've just been visited by a very strange object, which unfortunately has left us now. It's called 3I Atlas, the third detected interstellar object officially recognized. So, yeah, that's going to be quite something. I look forward to that enormously.
Great. Well, hopefully we'll get a good crowd. But for those that are listening, if you want to meet Ben and I in person, that's Neil Ward and Ben Emlyn Jones, we will be at the Changing Times event, which takes place, as Ben said, on the 19th of May. It begins at 8:15, and it is at Cypress Hall in Cypress Road, Burgess Hill in West Sussex. And that is the Changing Times event. And I think they charge £8 entry. And so I'll be talking roughly 45 minutes. And Ben, you'll also be talking for 45 minutes. And it'll be the first time members of the Paranormal Peep Show will have spoken publicly together representing the Paranormal Peep Show. So that's a first for me and you.
It is indeed. Details at www.changingtimes.org.uk.
And we look forward to seeing you there.
So there you have it, guys. Get there or be a Steve Mumbling impersonator. Yes. So anyway, guys, I want to say a big thank you to everyone who's taken part in this. I'm sorry I have to leave early, but I'm getting tired. But thanks, Neil. That's really good. Thank you very much to Neil Ward there for all the editing and everything else he did. That very, very good. Neil says here, will they broadcast live radiation data as the mission progress? No, they won't. Are you off then, Professor? Well, it's all right. Falstaffi's a flat earthly bode rotated discus. I'm not a flat earthier. I'm not. Anyway, I'm getting tired now. Yeah, David talks about the Van Allen belt, says David, is about exposure time, and the astronauts don't spend enough time therein to be dangerously irradiated. David, I really suggest you watch Jarrett's video and read his paper. I really do, because Jarrett actually addresses that point. Anyway, hello, Jeffrey Hindley. Welcome. Yeah, have you felt unwell since going to Penta? In my knee, I've had a bad knee since then. Ever since then, yeah. I've had a bad knee, but I've been feeling ill since about like this early afternoon. I've not been feeling myself. If I feel like this tomorrow, I'm afraid I'm going to have to skip the Hapanmo show, because the Hapanmo show is hard work, and I might just have. I'm afraid I might just have to skip it. I'm very sorry. Well, we'll find out anyway. But in the meantime, thanks EA, Jonathan Carlos, Jeffrey Hindley, David Splendid Isolation, Tessa 1111. Who else is it? Professor Unwinmost, Woody Black, Miss Manhead, Connor Martin, Sweet Foxman, Vordonian, Vince, and anyone else I've left off. Thank you, all of you, for taking time to sit here and watch me going on about watching me watch the rocket launch. And I'll come back to this. I've had a lot more planned, including all the notice comments and things like that, which I haven't actually read out because I've not been up to it. But I will come back and do another live stream, maybe after Easter, because I'm going to be away for Easter, so there'll be no more videos until after then. And I've got to do the Mark Devlin video as well. But we'll hopefully know more about what's happening to Artemis II when they get close to the moon and things like that. So thank you, all of you, and good night. Hospital Port has pride and dignity. Stop the New World Order.